Hello, Mr. Cox.
How you doing, Bill?
I was just about to ask Judge, we do over under one.
Hey, it's Thursday. It's doing great. It's going great.
Ah, bueno. Great. Lupecito. Hey, sir. Not time.
Oh, no, it's not 1:30 quite yet,
Okay.
but we're starting a little bit early. Oh, you can just open the door. Look, are you able to open it?
Open it with preface, but I don't, I think he.
What song are you singing, Cornelius? All right, and Eduardo Castillo, Alex Sanchez, Robbie Riojos. Mr. Cox, what is happening with Robbie Riojos?
I'm gonna confer with him again, Judge, but I think that's going to be a plea of true on the end of it.
All right, thank you. And could you give me the files that we still have remaining, please? Thank you. And is James Salazar in jail? Deputy, could you let him know that his case is going to be reset for August 11th? His attorney is asking that it be recalled.
Okay.
And Daniel, do you know what is happening with Nicholas' client?
No, Your Honor, whenever we broke for lunch, I believe he wanted to go back to speak with his client in the breakout room. He did indicate that he was going to stay on the meeting until we were to return from the break.
Okay, let me close the breakout rooms and see if we can get them back. Yes, yes, we're done. Yes. Kayla Rutin. Kayla Rutin. All right, that's gonna be a long forfeiture. Yeah. Deputy Laura, can you see if there's a Kayla Rutin in the hallway? I mean, is there a reason he can't do it tomorrow? I mean, is there a reason he can't do it on Friday? I mean, it's not a problem for me. I mean, if he wants to do it on Tuesday, we'll do it on Tuesday. All right, we can put it on Tuesday. Yes. All right, thank you. And we need another attorney here for the case that Dale Hill is on. And also, if you can call Mr. Anthony Stephen Nicholas. All right, if you can call Attorney Stephen Nicholas as well and tell him we're ready to take his case. All right, Mr. Nicholas.
Judge,
Hello, what's happening with your case?
I was conferring with Daniel and
Do you need to speak with him again?
yes, I believe so, ma'am.
Okay, just give us a moment. He will sign in. Mr. Sanchez, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms, but do not go to the breakout room, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Nichols, if you'll go to breakout room number 2,
Yes, ma'am.
and then Daniel will meet you in number 2. All right, Brandon, is your client showing? All right, let's have Mr. Hall come forward. Brenna? Brenna just stepped out for a moment.
Wait,
Yes, just give us one moment. Norma, can you let Brenna know we're going to start? All right, thanks. And Deputy Laura, when you get a chance, could you bring out Daryl Moore, please? Thank you. If he's available in juvenile, yes. All right, we're going to go on the record in State of Texas versus Jeremiah Hall. Mr. Hall, if you can come forward, please. And if I could have announcements from the state.
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
From the,
Brandon Lopez for Mr. Hall.
and are you Brandon, I'm sorry, are you Jeremiah Hall? All right, the court is in receipt of a violation report. Defense, did you have a chance to review the pretrial violation report?
Your Honor, I did review the report and I just had a chance to speak with my client about it and I'll answer questions.
All right, State, have you had a chance to review the report?
I have, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Hall, we have this violation report and it appears from what I've seen that you've violated your GPS. All right, and it shows, I didn't know that it could do this, but it shows that you were driving at 75 miles per hour, then at 72 miles per hour, and these are on roads, not on the freeway. And the last I checked, I don't think in San Antonio, there's a 75 mile per hour speed limit. There's a 70 as you get further down the highway, but not on the roads of San Antonio. And then there's the 68 miles per hour, and that's on Blue Wing Road. So I would like to know why this is occurring. So we need to address first, why did he violate the inclusion zone? And second, why is he driving over the speed limit excessively?
And I'll explain the, you can ask him questions, Your Honor. I talked to my client briefly at 5:07 a.m. or the time that's indicated that he leaves his house. He got a call from his twin brother who was broken down on 410 South. If you look at the map, 410 South right before you reach 37 South. He leaves his residence and you can follow the path of the map. He leaves his residence, goes up 281, goes on to 410, picks his brother up right there on the side of the road by the blowout, comes back down 37, and then cuts over the back way back to his house. So if you look at the
the numbers as they go around, it tracks as it circle around back to his house. As far as the speeds, I would imagine 281 and 410 have those speeds. I don't know exactly. I read through the addresses. I didn't get the indication that those were tied directly to the spot where they took that speed. It looked like that was a speed that was taking en route to there. I guess I would have to ask the GPS officer how to interpret that, but I think it would be indicative of the proper speed if it's 281, 410, 37.
74 miles per hour.
I think 281 south of 410 is a 75 mile road zone.
This is Chavano Road.
And see, I see that, Your Honor, but I also see numbers going around. And I was having a hard time connecting what that meant to where that speed was taken. But I did talk to my client. He understands that even though it was an emergency in his mind and his brother's mind, that he cannot be leaving in GPS. I asked him why he had such a flippant response for the GPS officer that called, and that's it. And he said, I was panicking. I left to go pick him up. I knew I shouldn't, but he was panicked. And I said, well, that's the reason we're here. I mean, you got to explain yourself. You don't have the option to tell somebody it's my business. You know, don't pay attention. He understands the seriousness of why we're here today. But the explanation does seem to track, Your Honor. Like I said, it's his twin brother who had just recently been, I think a week or two ago, lost a couple of fingers in a accident and I was having a rough go of it. I think if those factors combined hadn't been present, he might have told him to find another way. But he did what he thought was right at the time, which obviously was wrong. You know, retroactively looking at it.
All right, is there anything you wish to say? Just 1 second. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. You need to keep your voice up so that I can hear and so that the court reporter can hear. State your name for the record.
Jeremiah Josiah Hall.
All right, what would you like to say?
No, I was wrong, but I felt like it was right because he had nobody else. I mean, I couldn't even down.
All right, you're trailing off and lowering your voice. I didn't hear the end.
Staying him down.
All right, defense, do you have any questions?
Yes, if you were faced with a similar issue, what would you do? If he called you again and was broken down the side of the road, would you go get him? Yes or no? Yes. You would go get him? I didn't hear you. Do you understand that when you're on GPS house arrest, that you have to stay home? There's no, aside from the house being on fire, you cannot leave the house.
See, I thought some GPS would be like, you can go, but like you have a curfew.
But did you understand you don't have a curfew on yours?
No.
Okay. Well, do you understand now that
Yes,
you don't have a
yes, sir.
curfew? All right, and if you have to go somewhere, you have to check on your GPS office and they have to give you explicit permission.
Yes, sir.
And so you can tell the court today that there will be no further offenses?
Yes, sir.
State.
If you did have a valid reason because you felt your brother was in danger or something had happened to him, why didn't you just tell the pretrial officer that?
I panicked, sir. I was panicking. I really didn't know what to say. We just,
But if you panicked, why did you tell them it was none of their business?
sir, I really don't.
I can't hear you.
I honestly don't. I was panicking. Honestly don't.
You understand that it's only their business to know where you are and to make sure that you're abiding by the rules that this judge gives you while you're on pretrial.
I did not know that, sir. No, I didn't.
I
I do
repeat
not.
it.
I do not know that. No, I do.
All right, so just 1 second. You're gonna have to speak up because I know that when you're talking to your friends, you're not mumbling.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're gonna have to keep your voice up so that I can hear you, so that the court reporter can hear you, so that your attorney can hear you, and so that the state can hear you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so don't trail off when you're speaking and lower your voice. Keep it up here so that we can understand what you're saying. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
The judge has indicated her concern with the speeds that are recorded on that. Why were you driving so fast?
I was just trying to help my brother. I had nothing else on my mind.
What was the information you had that you were going, what were you going to go see your brother about? Like what had happened?
Yeah, going out and almost crashed on the guy. So I went to go pick him up.
But do you understand that you driving those type of speeds puts other people in danger?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass it on, Mr.
Any other questions?
No other questions. I just wanted to add that his mother is present, not to come and make excuses for him, but she was aware of the incident with her brother, with his brother. That was not aware that he left the house to pick him up. I don't know how that works, Your Honor, but that's the information that's given.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you ever been in a court before? All right. So here's the thing. There are rules that you must follow. If you don't follow the rules, you know what's going to end up happening or could potentially happen to you?
Jail.
Yes. And you know when we would see you? On whatever date it's set, and you'll be brought over in an orange outfit. Do you want that to happen? All right. You have a curfew. And what that means is you need to be in your house. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Communication is key. All you had to do was call the pretrial services officer before you rushed and left and say, my brother has been in an accident. I'm the only person he has to go pick him up. May I go and pick them up? And then that answer was going to be either yes or no. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When you're on GPS, I know people live by this rule that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. When you're on GPS, you must ask for permission. It's worse if you ask for forgiveness after the fact. You understand? So what is up with these speed limits?
I wasn't even thinking. I was just trying to get my brother as fast as I could.
What type of car were you driving? Everybody knows the vehicle that they're driving.
Avalon. Okay.
Hmm?
Avalon.
All right. And is that your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. No, 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 no.
Whose vehicle is that?
My dad.
All right. So is that your father's only vehicle? Now, what would have happened if you would have wrecked that vehicle? Are you on the insurance for that vehicle?
No, ma'am.
So you know what that means if you would have wrecked that vehicle? That means that your father would have had to pay whatever damages because his insurance was not going to cover an 18-year-old driving these speed limits in his vehicle. Do you understand? And you know what that would have meant? That would have meant whatever amount that your injuries or whatever amount of damage that was done, your father would be on the hook to pay for that. Do you understand? State, what are you requesting?
Judge, and if I may I ask him one more question?
Yes.
You did mention in the court that you've never been in a courtroom before, correct?
Yes,
But you had a case out of Travis, correct?
yes, sir.
You had a robbery case, that,
It got dismissed.
but you were on bond for that case when this case occurred, correct?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I think it's just a situation where I don't believe that he understands the seriousness of the court's instructions to him, that it's not something where he's just able to decide whether it's appropriate for him to disobey the rules of the court, depending on what he thinks is important. And then afterwards tell the people who are supposed to maintain control of his whereabouts that it's not their business. We think that that's concerning just from a matter of someone who we have to trust that he has to follow the rules that you've given him. And for those reasons, I think that it's something that maybe we should consider putting him on. Is he already on full GPS, I assume?
Not on full, no, he's not.
Then I guess at least the state would maybe ask for full GPS until he can establish some track record that he's going to go and stay where he's supposed to go and not show the, I guess, the judgment that he showed on this particular situation.
And here's my concern. I know that your father didn't give you permission to use his vehicle. And since your father didn't give you permission to use his vehicle and you're driving erratically, well, that's wrong of him. But I don't think he did. I think you're just telling me that because you think I want to hear it. But here's the problem. You're on bond for an unauthorized use of a vehicle. And now you are out here riding in outrageous speeds in your father's vehicle that you are not covered for on the insurance. That's concerning. So what should I do with you? Do you think it would be fair for me to issue a judge's warrant and we can just hear your case while you're at the jail?
I wouldn't
because I know you don't want it, but you violated the court's rules. And this is serious. I'm sure your attorney will tell you that there could have been an accident. So what do you think I should do with you? Because you made a contract, and your contract was you're going to be on GPS and you are not to go to any locations unless it was approved by GPS. And you violated that contract. And when you violate contracts, that means that maybe you can't be trusted. You understand? So what do you think I should do?
Obviously didn't know the rules, but
No, you knew the rules.
not fully now.
All right, let's stop pretending. You knew the rules. The rules were you're on GPS. And you know how I know you knew the rules? Because this report that I have, it says, please be advised that the defendant chose not to explain the reason he left his home zone. The defendant stated he has privacy and that it was an emergency involving his brother. No further details were provided. That sentence tells me you know what the rules were.
Partially of them.
No, you knew that was the rule because they called you. And if you would have been concerned and would have been following the rules, when they call you, you would have said, I didn't know what that's the rule. I'm on my way back home. But you didn't. And what I get is the defendant left his home zone and went joyriding. Now I realize joyriding, that's someone's interpretation. I understand that, but you left your zone. What are you working? So what do you do all day?
I'm on the house.
Doing what?
Dishes, anything I could do.
All right, defense.
Your Honor, I believe my client's been on GPS for how long? Is that close to a year?
Yes.
And in that time, he has not had other violations. We understand the seriousness of that violation at current. Our request of the court would be, I believe this admonishment has woken up my client to understanding the seriousness of this. We're asking that you continue him on the current level of supervision. And that he understands now, I believe, that any step off the line will mean that he's going to wait out his trial while in custody. But I believe the previous 12 months or 11 months of following the rules is an indication to the court that he's capable of doing such.
All right. Anything else further from the state?
No, Judge.
All right, I'm going to place you on full house arrest. And just so you understand what that means you're not to leave your house. If there's a barbecue in the backyard, they need to bring that plate inside the house to you. You understand? You're not to be, if somebody tells you, hey, we're barbecuing, come out and watch the grill while we go do A, B, and C. You can't do that. You're in the house full time. You understand? All right, I'm going to continue with the same conditions of the no contact, and it's full house arrest. Of course, no firearm possessions, and I'll waive the fees.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and we're off the record, Brenda. So where are we with this case? Is this case headed to jury trial?
I'll talk to Ryan and
We
we'll
can talk. I don't think we talked about that
Yeah.
part of it, Judge, but we can confirm.
All right, if you guys can confer and just remain in the courtroom. And where's your mom? Hi, Mom, can you come up, please?
Let's see here.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for coming down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so he is not to leave the home at all.
Yes, ma'am.
If I receive another report where he is outside the home, what may end up happening is we may end up hearing your case while you're in an orange jumpsuit. You understand? All right, you have any questions about anything? Do you understand what's required of you? All right, just have a seat with your mom. You need to apologize to your mom for bringing her down here for this. No, I'm serious. No, you need to apologize to her.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Are we ready on Rojas? I'm sorry, Daniel. Daniel, I'm sorry, I see you now. I just pushed the join button. And then we're going to take up Robbie Riojos. Riojos. Okay, I never pronounced all the vowels. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm trying. Yes, please. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 8617W and 2020 CR 8616W, State of Texas versus Bobby Lee Riojos. I'm working on it. All right, could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Cornelius Pat.
And are you Bobby Riojos? Robert Riojos, okay. All right, Mr. Riojos, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision in each of these cause numbers. And also state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Okay. Are you the same Robbie Lee Riojos, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8616W for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on September 8, 2020 for a period of 8 years? Is that you? And are you the same Robbie Lee Riojos, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8617W for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for 8 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Can I read the same? It's the same condition for both. So can I just read it once?
Yes. All right, defense, do you have any objection to the state reading the allegation once, and your client's answer will be for both motions?
No objection.
All right, state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Robbie Lee Riojos did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And the state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
No objection.
All right, Mr. Riojos, did you understand that by pleading true to violation of condition number 5 in each of the motions, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5 in each motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in each of the motions, the court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. In both cases, the agreement is to grant the state's motion, enter an adjudication of guilt, and assess punishment at 3 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division. There be affirmative finding of family violence, and that these cases run concurrent with one another.
That's great.
All right, and is there an affirmative finding in each cause number?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Riojos, are you asking the court to follow that? Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will find you guilty in each of the cause numbers. Are there any no contact orders, state?
I believe there were one, there's, if I can get the name for you, Judge.
I'm looking at cause number 2020 CR 8616W, and I see no harmful or injurious contact that was outside the agreement, but usually I order no contact.
There were no harmful contact.
All right. Probation.
Right now, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
No harmful injuries contact for 17W. And the same for 16W.
All right, thank you. In each of the cause numbers, then I will follow your agreement. Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 years in the prison. And each case will run concurrently. There's an affirmative finding of family violence in each cause number. And in each cause number, there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And in each cause number, the court will give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to the punishment in each of these cause numbers?
Okay.
Then in each of the cause numbers, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because you've reached a plea bargain agreement with the state, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You're going to have to do better. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of prison. You understand? All right, good luck. You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Cox. Ryan, did you have a chance to confer with Brandon?
I did, Judge. So I think that case coincidentally just randomly got indicted yesterday. So I told him, there may be a things like that, if we can get a reset and I'll get him an offer for a second. I just want to reach out to Craig to get a value before I offer.
All right, thank you.
It doesn't need to be long.
So Norma, can you reset Hall? Okay. And Michael Villarreal, did he step out?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Because I think what's only
Yes. On who? Oh, that was just, they had a motion. That's it.
Your Honor. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes,
Would you be able to place Mr. Nicholas in with his client?
yes. Thank you.
Do I join that room, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. No, they informed me that it was just a bond. They didn't tell me it was for sentencing. All right, I'm sorry, have him come back. The attorney. No, pass me, don't put that in the system. The bond, don't put it in the system. Have that attorney come back.
Your Honor. I
Yes.
think you put me in the breakout room with his client.
Okay, let me see. I did. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I had no idea. Yeah, have him. No, they just came in the back and said they agreed on something. No, have him come back. Mhm. Yes, okay, no, just have that attorney come back.
No, I really, I don't remember how far it was.
Yes.
I'll figure it out.
All right. Yes. And is Donaldson, is he in custody? All right, Mr. Donaldson, we're gonna take care of your case. We're gonna have your attorney come back. State on Donaldson, there's not gonna be a bond set.
You're not supposed to.
All right, thank you. Hello, Mr. Nichols.
I left at a good time.
Nicholas, yes?
Yes, ma'am. We're ready to accept the plea bargain.
All right, let me put you in the breakout room number 2 with Daniel. Or actually,
Okay.
Daniel's here. Daniel, he said they're accepting the plea agreement.
Okay.
All right, so they'll get the paperwork to you. Is there some paperwork that's needed?
Your Honor, it's an MTR. The agreement that we had was the TIC is pending misdemeanor in exchange for the agreement on the MTR.
All right, is it going to be a revocation?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, so Norma, I need the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Okay. Yes.
All right.
And then we run to the restroom. Okay.
You go back to use, right?
Yes.
It's the one that,
Mhm. Okay. All right, thank you. The other one is a motion to revoke. Eduardo Castillo.
yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm just, oh, have they filled it out or? Okay, thanks. All right, Miss Vallejo, if you can come forward, please. Come forward. Hello.
Hello.
All right, thank you for being patient. Your attorney is still out of county, so he won't be able to make it today. So we're gonna recall you for Monday.
Okay,
Are you able to come in?
yes,
All right, Ms. Ferguson is gonna give you a reset form.
okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
you're welcome.
Do I sit back down?
Oh, no, she's gonna give you the reset form now, then you're excused. All right, and then this one, they're working on the paperwork. And then the other one. This one for me is the second here. And Norma, do you have any update on Kenyon Brown? Do you have any update from the attorney on Kenyon Brown? That's with Arlene Gay, where he's in federal custody. When? All right, we'll set it for Monday. State Kenyon Brown is going to be reset for Monday. That's the one where he is in federal custody. And so we're supposed to have an update on his federal custody status. You're just like, please. Yeah. No, it's actually listed as criminal trial. No, it's Arlene Gay. Let me see. I don't know who's, it doesn't say here. Do you want to ask Paul Smith if he is? And if he is, see if we can have Paul Smith here on Monday as well. I don't even want to know. And then the people we have remaining are Alejandra. All right, Donaldson. Okay, Martinez. Romaldo Martinez.
Your Honor, that was one, a withdrawal.
All right, thank you. So that one was withdrawn number. All right, and then normally we have Moore and Tafala. Okay, and then Tafala, Jacob Tafala. Tafoya, okay.
That's the one that Mike Sawyer was going to the court and then he was gonna come back.
Okay, so they said they're gonna do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So then we just have these three left. All right, Paul, are you ready on Mr. Donald? Are you here for Donald?
No, he's here for,
Neil Calvin said, what do you ask me if I'm here for? Because the answer's gonna be no, whatever the question is. Somehow I was the only one available in the office. But can you go over? I say, what am I going over there for? No idea.
No idea. No one knows.
Let's find out.
All right, and then we're ready on Sanchez. I have the document. Yes.
Oh, okay, I have it.
All right, and the attorney, Jerry Kagan wasn't here on Randy Fonseca.
That's that.
Yes.
Motion, or motion, he wants the weapon or
Yes.
something on it, Judge. I actually had Brandon pull it. We don't have any agreement on that. He seems to remember having an agreement. Originally, I thought he was talking about a different case that was set earlier that Joe Ray had dealt with him on. Me and Brittany were the only people who dealt with him on that, and I don't think either one of us had an agreement to let him have the weapon, but I think he still wanted to.
Okay, all right, we'll have a hearing on it. Well, that'll be whenever he sets it and he shows.
And I think the client, he got sent to prison, so I don't think he's necessary.
No. All right, if you all could unmute for me, please. Court is going to call 2021 CR 2963, State of Texas versus Alex Sanchez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
and for the defense?
Stephen Nicholas for defendant Alex Sanchez.
And are you Alex Sanchez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video at the request of the defense attorney. Mr. Nicholas, do you have any objections to this appearing by video?
No, I appreciate the accommodation, Your Honor.
All right, state any objection for this taking place by video.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, I'm going to show you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Alex Cuellar Sanchez who was placed on community supervision in 2000 or 2963 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on May 18th, 2021 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Alex Cuellar Sanchez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of June and July 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
Your Honor, the state waives all other violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there is an agreement. It's for the defendant to spend 2 years in the state jail facility. And we are going to take into consideration misdemeanor cause number 688462.
Defense, is that the agreement?
That is, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanchez, is that the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, taking consideration county court cause number 688462. Is there anything else? Let me ask. Just 1 second. Was there restitution to David Guzman and Abraham Akala? We're just going to see if there's a restitution amount that's been determined, Mr. Sanchez.
Okay.
And I believe it was probably through the Enterprise Rental Company.
Enterprise.
Oh, the unauthorized use, I believe it's related to.
The
yeah,
unauthorized
Enterprise
use.
Rental Company, yes.
Yeah. The underlying case.
Yes.
I'm sorry. There's no indication or no documentation stating you receiving from those persons.
All right, the court will note for the record that this plea was entered on May 21st, 2000. Excuse me, just 1 second. May 18th, 2021. We are now in 2022 of August 4th, and there has been no restitution amount submitted. So the court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, taking consideration county court cause number 688462. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'd request that you make a finding that Mr. Sanchez is presumptively entitled to diligent participation credit.
Oh, well, Mr. Sanchez, what will end up happening is the court receives reports. If you are taking advantage of the services that are offered, then the court will receive a report. And then what the court will do is the court will review that and either give it to you or not. So whether or not you receive it is completely up to your actions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, that's all.
That's it.
Oh.
Oh,
No, wait. No, you're
I'm
not
sorry.
done yet.
There's no,
gonna-
I'm sorry.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, good luck to you. We can go off the record. What did you want to say, Mr. Sanchez?
I just want to, will I be able to get my back time that I've been in jail?
You'll receive credit for any time that you've been in custody on this case.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, you better get your life in order.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Good luck.
Yeah, you have a chance with the diligent participation opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Nicholas.
You can make that work really well for you.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you can.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes,
Okay.
thank
Okay.
you.
Alex, I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye, Judge.
Bye-bye.
And Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
And Daniel, thank you.
No problem.
And Mr. Nicholas, I've signed the dismissal here. He'll get it.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And Michael Villarreal, this is for your side of the table. Yes. Who do you have?
Raymond,
All right, can I see Raymond Alejandro? Alejandro. And is he on bond?
Yeah.
Okay, where is he? All right, come up, please. Okay, so where are we on this case?
Yeah, if we can get out of the deadline date, so I can have Jason come in here, the ones coming in this case. There, I know Chase, so not residing, but he's on the civil side, and then all day. You know, federal here, so we have, it's for either.
Okay, the only one of those cases, the only one of those situations that takes precedent over the criminal side is federal. Just, pass that along.
I will. I will. So that's all I'm asking for, just gonna leave that line.
All right, we will come back on the 8th. Yes, yes,
Are you excused?
yes, you may be excused. Oh, not yet. I'm sorry. Miss Ferguson needs to give you a reset form. And then you can be excused.
You want to stay up here? You can come see.
Oh, these are all different people.
Yes,
Okay. Not computing for a second, Judge.
yes. Oh, August 8th. No problem.
Oh my God.
Oh, are we ready on this one? Oh, no, this is the one that's coming back on Monday. Okay. Okay, could I see the file on Donaldson? Hello. Oh, no, it was awesome. And we ended up getting stranded in Florence. Oh, God, what a place to be stranded. But it was beautiful. All right, so on Donaldson, Judge Angelini called for that case to be set for sentencing. The court is not going to grant him a bond because he didn't show up for sentencing. So he's going to get sentenced today, if you're all ready for him to be sentenced today. Because the plea is for,
Yes,
there are
Your
no
Honor.
applications, it's just time.
Yeah, it's just time, Your Honor. We were just asking for a few days for possible house arrest, so we can settle some affairs.
No.
No, okay. I'll have to check with Mr. Hood just name in his case. I don't know if we call for something.
All right, if you want to call Mr. Hood and see if he's able to be here, he can appear by Zoom if he wants to appear by Zoom. Yes, so tell him we're here by Zoom. If he's available to appear by Zoom, we will take that. Or either we can take up the case with you if there are no objections to that from you or Mr. Donaldson.
Let me just check with Mr. Johnson.
All right, because his plea is
Yes. it's
12
great.
months.
12 months.
Okay, sure. Thank you. That was a lot of bless yous came from all the room, around the room. I appreciate that. And Deputy Mejia, I'll tell you later about Top Gun. I finally saw it.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes,
There is one thing.
sure. Oh, yeah, that's like, yes. Okay. Okay. That's done. Okay. Mhm. Oh. All right, so what I'll do is I'll have Norma bring him in just so I can admonish him, even though he went to with the police, which is the way to go. All right, Norman, can you set this for Monday? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Granted. Oh, yes. All right, and Norma, I'm gonna want this one set for next week as well. That one?
That would make sense for a bond.
Yes,
Oh, he was gonna file one.
yes, to Judge Carruthers.
Okay, I have set the violation.
I think you, when I talked to him, he was. He was kind of.
Yes. All right, and Norma, can you set this one for next week as well?
So set this one again?
Yes, just for that, and it's just so that he can be admonished. All right, Mr. Cox, are we able to take up Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, Mr. Moore, if you'll come up. Court is going to call 2022 CR 1930, State of Texas versus Daryl Moore. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense? Yes. And are you Mr. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Moore, you were scheduled here today and your attorney was Dale Hill. Mr. Hill could not be here, and Mr. Hill asked if we would either reset your case in the distance with no date given, or either appoint you a new attorney. Do you have any objections to Mr. Cox being appointed to represent you? All right, Mr. Cox, you were just appointed today. Of course, you know you have a certain amount of time to prepare for trial. Are you waiving your right for that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, defense, I'm going to show you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Moore, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right. Mr. Moore, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with theft under $2,500 enhanced as a state jail felony? The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding under 12.44 of the penal code. Punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications, and there's to be no contact with the Holiday Inn. Did you understand that to be the agreement? Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
Oh, yeah.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, state offer states exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Okay.
Mr. Moore, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client? All right, anything you wish to say, Mr. Moore? Okay. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail on a 12.44. There's to be no contact with Holiday Inn, and there's to be credit for any time served. There are plenty of other hotels other than the Holiday Inn. Do you understand? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we're going to go off the record. So that was an expensive lesson for a $3 can of soda. So I don't even understand why you would go into a Holiday Inn,
Decided to drop out of court reporter school.
pick up a $3 soda. I understand the issue with the person working there saying, we don't have change for a 20.
Like you just,
Do you have something smaller? And then you have a 10 and 5 that you take out of your pocket. And then she says, can I just use the 5? And you say no.
but you just.
And then she accepts the 10, or she gives you change of $7. And then you take the $7 in the $10. So basically, you've been at the Bexar County Jail for $20 and you keep committing thefts. How old are you? All right, when is this going to stop? Why are you doing this? And I'm asking you these questions because you know why? This is something you need to understand why you do what you do. Because otherwise, we're going to be right back here. And instead of the Holiday Inn, it may be the Grand Hyatt or a Colonnade or some other hotel room. You understand? Do you have any children? No children at all. Parents? All right. Sisters, brothers? So you're by yourself. Well, then you're gonna have to do better for yourself. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
He's gonna go back.
Oh, he's heading back east?
He's Stony, so we.
All right.
Listen, far away praise.
Oh, a stranger in a strange land? Well, here's the thing, strangers in strange lands do not go for a $3. And what was it, a Pepsi?
No, Dr. Pepper.
A Dr. Pepper? $3.
But, you know, sometimes people say, you know.
If I'm a pepper, you're a pepper.
You know,
Was it a can? It was a bottle? That's an expensive. Okay, now you're quoting a 5-card stud. Thank you, Dean Martin. Okay, nobody else gets that reference because no one here has watched 5-card stud. But do better, Mr. Moore.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Some other family friends of Mr. O'Hare and I checked with Mona, the court is available on Monday.
Yes.
I would have Mr. O'Hare come in person, but he's out of county office.
All right, if he wants to zoom in, we can do it by Zoom. All right, see, if he wants to do it by Zoom, we can do it by Zoom.
Yeah, is it okay to have to do your call, Judge? I think we prefer to do his call.
Have you asked him for Zoom? Because here's the thing, his family can come testify, but according to the plea bargain agreement that he reached, it's 12 months in the state jail facility, and if he doesn't show up, he's subject to the full range of punishment.
Yes, Your Honor. So that's another reason.
And so I have a BF plus a remand without bond, which tells me he did not show up.
Yes, Your Honor. So we're not, I understand you don't want to set a bond, but I'd like to see if I could have witnesses be available, possibly Monday. His mother, his father, Mr. Donaldson's explained to me that it's because his father was sick with cancer that he decided to do what he did, unfortunately. So ideally, I'd like to have them available. Since he will be subject to a full punishment.
All right, but he's still gonna remain remanded without bond.
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson? We're gonna recall Mr. Donaldson for Monday. How many witnesses do you have?
Probably just 2 guys.
All right, we can have it in the morning. Yes. All right, we will see you in the morning. Thank you. And then I think the only one we have left then is Castillo. Is that correct, Ms. Ferguson? Okay. All right, and can you give Norma my docket? Thank you.
Well, you go upstairs for a week.
Go to the airport, you pay $3 for water, it's worth a quarter. Is that fair?
Oh, you know what else? They don't allow you to bring any water in.
If you go to the airport, you get water that's 25 cents and they charge you $3. That's like theft. You feel like you,
Oh, well, you need to talk to Ryan Groomer about that. Maybe he can put some law in place.
Someone else would have bought the water for economics, right?
how like it's,
Supply and demand.
he's gonna say it when you go to gas. $6. Only because the hurricanes come.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like the people that everyone's out of water and they're on the side of the summer. They buy up all the aid lines.
Oh, Mr. Cox, are we finished with your client?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna check. So.
Y'all have an agreement, right?
Yeah.
I would have to say niece. And I would say because we were near the water, great seafood, and they were having their cultural fest all over France. And they had jazz festivals going on, and wherever you walked, there was a musical event or some type of performance or some type of play, and it was just gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But you know, the only thing I will tell you, but for the water, it would have been unbearably hot because they were going through a heat wave as well. But it was nice. I can't wait to go back. Yeah. And of course, the food was great. Okay, see, I haven't been to Portofino yet.
Oh, so I went, so I, in 2017, Kobe was there, like, he was like that one restaurant over,
Yeah.
like, sitting and like having dinner. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to put that on my to-do list.
And then my friend went recently. If you're into celebrity too, it's just full of celebrities sometimes.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the perfect time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's just in the water.
Oh, it is. I just put my toes in. Yeah. But it's nice. I enjoyed it. So when are you and your grandmother traveling again?
Going to Daryl Moore.
Oh, that's gonna be fantastic. Be sure to post a lot of photos.
Oh, yes, I will.
I love seeing you both on vacation. I'm like, oh,
She's always like ordered her hats. She ordered like a new fur hat.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready.
Yeah, she's like ordering fox fur this summer. Like it's online.
Yeah. Okay.
And I started dating, I have a new girlfriend. So
Mhm.
we have like a wedding in Cancun next month.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
in Cancun.
Well, enjoy
Yeah.
and congratulations on the new relationship.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's my my best friend's girlfriend's best friend. So lots of double dates. So it's always cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Huh. Alrighty.
She like we met and then we were like flirting a little bit and then she like called my friend's girlfriend. I was like, hey, and my buddy.
Mhm.
I was like, hey, like I'm flirting with Justin. Like, don't mind if we like go out like tonight, if we like go on a date or something. And they're like, no.
Oh, well, that's nice. Hey, it's gonna be sort of like a Big Bang Theory, you know, where they all know each other and they're best friends. Yeah. Mr. Cox, are you ready?
This is the
Trial court? Okay.
I like Monica. I saw that she was Monica. I've never seen water so blue there. It's like dark blue. And it's like gorgeous.
Okay, I'm telling you, the best beautiful water I've seen has been in Greece.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's reflecting off the white building and all the beautiful flowers, but it's just very blue. And it looks like every photo that I've ever seen. So I really like it. But yeah. Oh, I went with one of my friends from law school. And then I went through a tour group and it was a great tour. So, yeah. But hey, if your grandmother ever wants to go solo, they have solo tours as well. And you go with a bunch of people who are soloing as well. Yeah. But yeah. But I guess I will see you all on Monday.
Judge, it never happens.
Yeah.
It's always like that every time.
Yeah. But we enjoy seeing you.
Yes,
So,
I enjoy seeing you, Judge.
all
I think
right.
It's just funny. It's like it's always something. Just like regularly.
No, happen whether I'm here or not. And I and you know what, and you know what, Michael, as that said, they just continue to walk out. And you know what, the only person who's thinking they should stay is Daniel, and Marcus is telling him, leave.
He's like one foot in, one foot out. Yeah, I'd rather be here than the office, Judge. I like being in the office. I like being in the house every day. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. To just be in the office.
Oh, I used to always love being in court because there are different things happening. You can see different cases. I always tell people, come down to the courthouse.
Nowadays, you don't need to be in the office, really. Just everything from your phone.
Oh, yes.
Right here. But then I got the backup.
Yeah.
The girl-
Well, you know, when I first started practicing, we had pagers. I know Caroline and doesn't know what a pager
I had
is.
a pager, Judge.
Yes. And let me just tell you, I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread when we had a pager, because if the court needed you, they would just text in the court's number.
Yeah.
And then some people were able to write with their pagers. I never figured that out. So I was just like, whatever. And my pager would go off. And I think that was $20 a month for a pager.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it was heavy and clunky.
Yeah.
And the people who were super cool, they would always have them on their side, like, you know, their officers or I don't know what. And they're just like looking down at their pagers.
Mine was
Oh, yeah.
purple too.
Okay, I was brand new, just started working. So I had the standard black. I'm like, what is the cheapest pager you have? I'm like, I'll take the black one. Yeah. So, yeah. And then I remember the first cell phone I had, it wasn't a flip phone or anything. It was just, you see everything on the face.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the BlackBerry and I didn't want to let that go. And then just as they were forcing me to give up the BlackBerry, then they started saying, you got to get an email. Because people didn't have, 1997, everybody didn't have an email address. They had to force attorneys to get emails, and that's how you would know if your cases were set. And I was like, I don't want to do emails. They're like, Stephanie, you have to do email. So yeah.
Now we're zooming.
Now we're zooming.
Next thing it will be holograms, Judge.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if we're holograms and we're at the beach or somewhere? That would be nice.
They just have to put like some little lighty thing here.
Yeah.
And it'll just like beam in, and, you know, something like that. Could be a niece and just hologram in.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Oh, I think they asked someone whose superpowers would you rather have, and people chose Dr. Strange because you can visit your relatives all the time. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 12122, State of Texas versus Eduardo Castillo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal from the state.
for the defense?
Familiar spot.
And are you Mr. Castillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Castillo, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, sure did.
Are you the same Eduardo Castillo who's placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 12122 for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on January 10th, 2020 for a period of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Sorry, Judge. Violated condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Eduardo Castillo did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer in person and or by telephone for the months of February, March, May, and June 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor. The state will waive and abandon the remaining audio.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
Okay.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it to grant the motion and sentence you up to 6 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement to grant the state's motion, revoke the defendant's probation, and reform the underlying sentence to assess punishment at 3 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division.
All right. Is that the agreement?
That's great.
Mr. Castillo, you're asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. Just one moment. All right, the license suspension, that's still in effect because 2 years have not elapsed. Just so you're aware of that. You understand?
I believe that the suspension started in when did the suspension?
Here's the thing. I require that when people are placed on probation, you have the 2 years, the
Okay.
full 2 years on probation,
I
okay?
was placed on in January of 2020.
Yes. Ah, that is correct. My
That's
math
all.
was off.
I'm sorry, I was already actually in the process of getting my Class A CDL after 8 years of chaos. So yes, I'm definitely looking forward to get my career back once I finish my terms in the state.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 3 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
We just want to make sure that he has some time in ISF.
Did he successfully complete ISF?
Yes, I sure did.
All right. I'll give him credit for any inpatient treatment.
Ramadan
Yes.
calculated 97 days.
All right, so did he successfully complete it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you receive 97 days for your inpatient treatment.
Do I get any of my back time from county? I calculated 250 days.
You'll receive credit for any time that you've been in custody on this case.
That'll work.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Sure do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Castillo. Mr. Castillo, you're gonna have to do better. Otherwise, if you continue on the path you're on, drinking and driving, it's not gonna turn out well.
I sure understand.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, Brenna, I think we're done for today. We're gonna stop live